Hi fellow traders, I'm making this video to give you an update on our positions of NZD CHF and AUD CHF. So let's first start with the major pair USD CHF. Despite bounce to the upside in Euro USD, GBP USD and even other pairs, dollar versus Swiss franc did not weaken much. So if you look, the fall in the USD CHF to the downside, it's not significant, despite Euro USD has gone to the upside, and Euro USD and USD CHF are quite correlated, but this time CHF is really showing its weakness, and this movement to the upside is going to continue further as per what we expected and what I explained in previous two analyses of CHF. In line with CHF, which was not about USD CHF alone, which was about NZD CHF and AUD CHF. So you can look at those two previous analyses. But we are not going to make profit on those positions, rather we are going to close those positions without loss at the break-even point, just like what we did in GBP CHF today. And the reason is apparent, which can be seen on AUD USD and NZD USD, because those are the major pairs. So we have to understand the strength and weakness on the major pairs versus what other major currency pairs are doing. So you already saw that AUD USD has Euro USD has recently fallen, and AUD USD as well as NZD USD have fallen even more than Euro USD until today's bounce of Euro USD before 5 a.m. New York time, because that bounce was caused not before 5 a.m. It was caused after German ZEW indicator released to be positive. So basically what I'm trying to say that the strength which we saw in NZD and AUD initially, and which made us to take buy position in NZD versus CHF and AUD versus CHF, is not longer valid, and we should exit this position, and we should try to exit without loss. So here's the plan. How can we exit without loss? We are now under our risk limit. We are moving with something around minus 30 pips in NZD CHF and minus 30 pips in AUD CHF and minus 11 pips in NZD CHF. So let's look at the first invalidation, understand the invalidation, and then we'll talk about how to exit the position. So as I had said, that the invalidation point will be this: if market comes below, penetrates this, and a 4-hour candle closes below this point, then the expectation to the upside that the AUD may go to 61.8% of this recent move down is no longer on the table. AUD is not. Maybe it will go some other day, but we have to trade as per current situation. We do not have any further prediction as now. But what is making me think that we should not exit right now? We should not take the loss, and we should probably get a chance to exit at break even. First thing is recent 3 data of Australia. If you look at the building approval, if you look at the trade balance, and if you look at retail sales, all these 3 data in January from Australia came positive, significantly positive in a row. And next data is going to be released in early Asian session on Thursday. So today is Tuesday. We have only 2 days, and most probably this data is also going to be in line with forecast or maybe positive. That's why, despite downward movement, there was no acceleration to the downside in Australian dollar. If you compare this recent 4 days movement and with this movement of January 10, you'll see that this 4 days it has taken 4 days for AUD USD to erase this 1-day movement. So that's why there is still upward bounce on the table, but maybe we should not be going long in AUD CHF. Rather, we will be looking at the situation in AUD USD, USD JPY, USD CHF, then on Thursday to decide if even if we are going to enter long position, which counter currency should we choose? Maybe we'll go long in AUD USD instead of going long in AUD CHF. Maybe USD CHF will have completed the target till Thursday, and then USD CHF will start falling. So that's why as of now we simply have to look at that data and exit our AUD CHF. If the data will be positive, we can get the break-even point because we are just running with minus 30 pips, and if it will be negative, immediately take the loss and exit the position. So that's it. That's the update in the plan of AUD CHF. Now let's talk about NZD. So FX NZD USD. Let's go to the 4-hour time frame. So if you have watched the previous analysis, then I was talking about this recent trend line. 1 second. Okay, so this was the recent trend line. One minute. Not this trend line, sorry. We had a breakout above a downtrend line. Yes, this was the downtrend line. Okay, so I had just connected these points, and then I'll extend this to the right side. All right, so basically this was the trend line, and the ideology of buy in New Zealand dollar was breaking out above this downtrend line. But I had said that if it comes below and again start going up and couldn't cross above and again start coming down from the trend line, then definitely this is not the retracement and starting of the bulls. It will keep coming down. So there are two things which we have to understand. Recent setup for the for buying New Zealand dollar has been invalidated. Market retraced down, then started going up, but again it fell down from the trend line. Again going up, fell down from the trend line. And if it will keep doing like this, and if it will keep falling along with the trend line, this will finally take this low. That's why we have to simply exit our buy position in NZD. So, but due to weakness of the CHF recently, we are not running with more loss. So that was the plan. That's why I had not taken buy position against US dollar, rather I had taken against Swiss franc. So we are running with only minus 11 pips. So anytime soon we can get our break-even point and we can exit this NZD position, and then we will be further looking for development, what happens with NZD, and maybe we will further be trading NZD against JPY, or maybe if it will be bearish recently, then maybe we will be selling NZD JPY just like we did in GBP. Now we sold GBP JPY, or maybe NZD USD. So it will depend what will be the situation on USD JPY, USD CHF after closing our NZD CHF at break-even point. So that's all about this NZD. Thank you for watching. You must watch previous analysis to understand all this what I'm talking right now. Otherwise you will not be able to understand what I'm talking here, which trend line, which buy position I'm talking about. So that's all. Thank you for watching.